Yeah.
Good to be back in studio. You make me feel underdressed though.
Oh,
I mean, you got a suit tie.
I think yours
If,
is
if
better.
if I knew, I would have put on my suit and tie too. He didn't want me.
No, I knew that I was going to talk to a corporate executive too. So I needed to match him.
All right, all right. But I must have disappointed you.
Yeah. No, not really. That is more African.
Exactly, it's more comfortable.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you sing?
Do I sing?
Yeah.
Oh God, no! If I start to sing, you will run everybody off. They will tell a radio station off. Unfortunately, I don't. I love music, by
Okay.
the way.
Which ones?
I like African R&B.
Ah,
R&B is probably my favorite genre.
okay.
But R&B, African music, jazz. So my musical taste is eclectic. I mean,
Okay. Yeah.
it
A
varies. Yeah,
mix up.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And
A
that.
mix up. Yeah. But I can sing though.
When you when you say African, like, do you have some songs that you
So
love?
my favorite Liberian song is "Grateful" by Denj.
Okay.
That's my favorite Liberian song. So
And you and you even know the name of the
I
artist.
do. I met him.
Ah, okay.
I liked the song so much. I arranged to meet with him. I got an award in Atlanta from my alma mater. I used to be chairman of the board of Clark Atlanta University, and they gave me an award, lifetime achievement award, and that's the music I had them play
Okay.
when I was introduced, for the award. So yeah,
AB, please try and find grateful for us at some point
please,
in
at
time in
some
this
point in
interview.
time, please.
Yeah,
I I
before
like
we take calls.
I like the lyrics very much, and of course the music is beautiful, right? But the lyrics, I encourage people to listen to the lyrics. It
Okay.
talks about being grateful, about being blessed, and it expresses my life and how I feel. Yeah.
Good. Okay. It is here. We have it here. Good. What about R&B? What's your most favorite?
Oh, so I will show my age, but I like OJs, I like the Commodores,
Okay.
I like Ashford and Simpson,
Commodores. There is this popular
I like
Commodore
Stevie
song.
Wonder. So that's I show my age. That most of the people listening probably don't know all of those artists. You maybe,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
I know because I follow music a lot,
Okay,
so I know
okay,
about the Commodores.
right.
They have a popular song that I was trying to.
Yeah. Just to be close to you,
Yeah,
or Zoom,
yeah.
or Three Times a Lady. Those are all Commodore songs.
Three times a lady.
Three Times a
Are
Lady.
you a romantic person?
I am. It might surprise people,
Yeah,
but
because myself, when you say three times a lady, then I'm like,
I
Cummins doesn't come across as a
I don't.
romantic.
I come across as all these negatives, but I am a romantic.
Ah.
Yeah, seriously. I like ballads. So most of my songs, all these artists, OJs, are all mostly ballads.
Well, then let's talk more about you. Who is this Cummings? And perhaps we will even drive to how you managed to get your wife and all of that. Got being a romantic,
Oh, I
but
love to
give
share.
us
I would love to share that.
yeah, give us a little background about you.
Yeah. So as you may know, I grew up in Point Four. My parents started very modest. I went to
Which one?
demonstration school on Clay Street.
Okay,
Right
this
on
one
Clay
here.
Street. Yeah, on Clay
Ah,
Street.
that's a public school.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It is. Then I went to CBA, Ashmore Street. Many President Boycott went to CBA. President Ellen Johnson said he went to CBA. So there's a track record there. I went to Cuttington. I worked at LBDI. I went to graduate school. I have three sisters, one deceased. My father started as a cadet in Ministry of Education, and then he rose up. He actually left government when he was in his early 50s. I don't think anybody does that. And went into the priesthood full time, Episcopal priest.
Oh, okay.
So very strong Christian values. My mother didn't finish high school. My father went to university. He got a scholarship. He went to school in Lebanon, American University of Beirut. Did a master's of public administration. But my mother only finished high school. She was a practical nurse, so she learned nursing on the ground. But I think what's relevant there, Julius, is the values I picked up from my parents: hard work, integrity. My mother used to always say, "Hard work, don't kill anybody," and that discipline stuck with me. My mother was kind of the disciplinarian in the family. She used to beat us, right?
Let me say good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. Welcome next time to BKS TV and welcome to the Heat Hour program here on BKS TV. And the Heat Hour, we see a dialogue in our confrontation. we say words and bullet. My name is Junior Payne. I am your host of the BKS TV Heat Tower show here. And on the Heat Tower, we say dialogue and our confrontation. We say words and bullet. It comes to you every Monday through Sunday beginning at 9 o'clock p.m. Liberia time to 11 o'clock, sometime 12 o'clock, depending the kind of guest that we have for the day. But today is very interesting. Today is a wet day here in Rwanda, East Africa. It's a very, very wet day from my end. And I want to say welcome. If you're just joining me, I want to say welcome to the show. Those of you listening to us via radio, want to say welcome. And if you are watching us on Facebook and YouTube, we ask you to please tell us in the comment section where you are watching us from, so we can be able to recognize you here on the show tonight. Earlier on today, former representative of Electoral District 5, Nima County, Honorable Jackson Swomi Yuo, held a press conference expressing or pointing out some key issues relating to District number 5 and that of ArcelorMittal Liberia operation. Now, that didn't go down so well with Onokoto Kwagru, the representative of Electoral District 5. He responded to you this evening. I will try to bring you those both recording. But let's bring you happenings around Liberia too as well. While we do that, I want to recognize Christine T. Bali. She's following us this time. Christine, welcome. I bringing you some updates from Liberia. The Ministry of Transport has officially unveiled a newly redesigned set of motor vehicle license plates, marking a significant step in strengthening Liberia vehicle registration system. The launch held in Monrovia is aimed at improving vehicle tracking, enhancing public safety, and supporting more effective law enforcement across the country. The Transport Ministry officials explained that the rollout fulfills a long-standing national policy that mandates the replacement of motor vehicles license plates every 5 years. They noted that the new plates are designed with improved feature to aim identification and reduce vehicle-related crimes. According to the ministry, the initiative fully comply with Liberia vehicle and traffic laws, as well as existing administrative regulations governing the transport sectors. Authority says the introduction of the new plates reflects government commitment to mobilizing the transport system and is showing safer roads nationwide. Let's welcome to the show Kelvin Paul. Kelvin, welcome. Saras Mongri is also watching us from District 3, Loguato, Port of Entry. Saras, welcome. Kelvin is also watching us from Seklepi, Nima County. Kelvin, welcome to the show. Still on the updates from Liberia. Still on updates from Liberia. Let's try to bring you more of these updates here. The CDC Youth League condemns Satan eviction, stands in solidarity with affected residents. The opposition Congress for Democratic Change Youth League has expressed solidarity with residents affected by the Satan court order eviction and demolition in District 8, Mansurado County. The group highlighted the severe challenges the eviction poses to the livelihoods of the affected people, describing the situation as devilish. Addressing residents, CDC Youth League chairperson Alvin Wisse described the court evasion as criminal. Wisse, however, issued a 24-hour ultimatum to Vice President Jeremiah Macron to address the matter. He urged the government of Liberia to take decisive action against the eviction of peaceful citizens from their respective communities, warning that failure to do so will compel the group to rally Liberians to resist every form of further demolition across the country. The CDC Youth League spokesman also called on affected communities to resist individuals claiming ownership of their properties. The group action followed the recent Satan court order demolition exercise that took place on January 31st, 2026, affecting hundreds of residents. The exercise was carried out in accordance with January 8, 2026, civil law court order issued by Circuit Court Judge Boyman Carton mandating the eviction of occupants from the disputed land in Saytown. And that's from the Saytown belt. This is also in relation to the Saytown issue. Representative Prince Tolles of District 8 has dismissed opposition claims surrounding the Saytown land, says it's a long-standing private legal matter. The representative of Electoral District 8 has criticized opposition figure for what he described as attempts to politicize ongoing Saytown land dispute, calling the matter a long-standing private legal case rather than a political issue. In a public statement, Representative Todd said it was unfortunate that what he termed permanent partisans of the opposition were using the situation for political gains. And so that's it. That's it here. That's it. Here we will still bring you more updates. Asila Mental Liberia today succeed first and talent acceleration program official closing ceremony held in Buchanan, Grand Bassa County. All right. Now, a lot to be discussed here tonight on the show. A lot to be discussed. Let me go to Representative Koto Kwagu respond to a former representative candidate of Electoral District 5, Jackson Suomiyu. Representative Kwagu had these things to say. But before we do that, a letter from Sekle PA. This one was written by Representative Musa Hassan Belete, the representative of Electoral District 7, Nima County, and also the political leader of the Citizen Movement for Change. He wrote this letter a day ago, and I thought it was to bring it to your attention too as well. He says, letter from Sekle PA of age and wisdom, the presidency, age, and the duty of govern carefully. This week, Liberia is again debating the age of the president. The debate has grown louder after the State of the Nation address delivered on Monday, January 26, 2026. I understand why the conversation is happening, but I also believed we are missing the deeper point. Age by itself is not a disqualification. President Joseph Yuman Boaka was born on November 13, 1944, and he is in his 80s. The question is not whether an older leader can serve. The question is whether the country is mature enough to build a leadership environment that protects the state, protect the president, and protect the stability of the republic. At that age, no human being functions at full jolt every day. That is not an insult. It is biologically approved. What matters most for president is judgment, the ability to process information, analyze opinions, weigh consequences, and make decisions that keep the nation safe. A president does not have to run upstairs, shake 1,000 hands, and prove strength through non-stop public performances. The president does not need constant physical display. The country needs a functioning mind and a disciplined system around the mind. A long one here tonight. Again, we want to say welcome to all of you, those of you watching us on Facebook and YouTube. We'd like to say welcome to the show this evening. And it's a pleasure having all of you on here. You know, really juicy information. Tonight, I'm going to be on the case of Honorable Koto Songbe Kwagu, the representative of Electoral District 5, the district that I hail from, the district that BKS TV hail from, the district that BKS TV gave birth to itself from. And that's the district I'm talking about here tonight. District number 5, Nima County. I want us to talk a little bit about the representative, the newly elected representative of Electoral District 5. I want us to talk a little bit about him tonight. Koto Songbe Kwagu. Koto Songbe Kwagu. You know, he's a good friend of mine. Let me put it that way. He's a really good friend of mine. And but lately, things have been happening that we need to speak on. If we don't speak about these things as media institution or as permanent sons and daughters of the district or permanent sons and daughters of the land, the country, the county, I mean, these things will keep happening. But we got to speak to them. Let me welcome you to the show, Paul Chala. Welcome. Where you watching us from? Tell us where you following us from. Jay Cooperson Cooper is also watching us from Ganta City. Jay Cooperson, welcome. Now, a few minutes ago, 36 minutes ago, Koto Sangbe Kwag responded to Jackson Swumi. Fuma Okenye, welcome to the show. Watching us from Claytown. Is it Clayton? Grand Kitmont County. I don't really know that place. But Fuma, welcome. Welcome to the show. About a few minutes ago, Representative Koto Quagre of Electoral District 5 responded to one of his former contenders, and this is what he said. And I'll go through all of the paragraph word for word and try to explain to you what it means. But before I do that, let me read you the full response that he did. He says, official response to allegation by Honorable Jackson S.U. against me to the sons and daughters of the Rainbow District and the Lion Land of Booyah. I listened to Honorable Jackson Swumi you on BKS Radio tonight while he leveled many allegations against me. It became clear that his words were not born of political concern, but of personal grievance. I would like to address these claims directly. On the source of development funding, that was the first one that he addressed. He says, Honorable Jackson asks where I find the money for the development projects currently transforming our district. I asked him in return, where did I get the funds to carry out these developments long before the election took place? Furthermore, where did I find the resources to defeat you so decisively in the last election? I- this is a bit funny. This is the one that I really capture and I want to speak on. From our indication, the honorable mayor has not declared his assets for us to know how much he owned as a lawmaker of a district. Now, leadership comes with great responsibility. And with this responsibility comes with the public concern, public questioning, public scrutiny of you as a lawmaker. So I get it a bit confused or complicated that you will have a lawmaker, for people to question your source of income. You've never declared your assets. It's almost 5 months now. You've never declared your assets. Nobody know where your source of income from. All we know is that you are working for the people, you are paid. So any money that is above your salary and you're taking on any other development, whether it is in the interest of the people, you will be questioned. And in the manner and form in which you will come to respond to those questions will make some of us to believe our doubts that this is what's going on. Let me welcome you to the show, Big Brother Sam Saros Bali. Welcome. How are you doing this evening, Chief?
I'm doing good, Janelle. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. It's great having you on here.
Yes, always good to be back.
So we didn't have a guest today, and we would have gone to play the entire clips of Alexander Benedict Kumi, your political leader. But fortunately, on our Koto Kwaru broke a news tonight. Therefore, we will be dissecting his response to one of his colleagues. It's in a group chat. You can go through it before we come to you. You can go through them. So, folks, like I was saying, right? In Liberia, every public official, you need to declare your asset. If you don't declare your asset, I think the government have certain measure to take against you. So to the point that a concerned citizen, the one that you lead, asks you a question, be it if this person is an opposition, if they ask you where are you getting the funding from, that should be a simple and direct answer to that question. But the fact that you will start beeping around the bush, you're not telling us, the district people, where you getting this funding from. You want to defend, if even the development is good for the district, come on. If it's criminal, we don't want it. We want it to be fair enough. We want to know where are you getting the money from. So if somebody question your source of income and you start to go to respond to that person, denigrating them, saying that you won the president election, you beat them, and all of that, I see that to be aggressive, and I see that not to be of good leadership. You need to answer to the question as it is asked. You've never declared your assets. The district people don't know how much you worth. So if you start carrying 50,000 a project in the district when your monthly salary is not up to 50,000, even if you work for 2-3 months, you will not make the 50,000. But you carry 100,000 projects in the district and you've never worked for 6 months. We question you. When you was a private man before undertaking this development, no one cares. But once you enter the position of public service, then we start to question your source of income. We start to question it. We ask you where you're getting your money from, where you're getting this money from. Even if you undertaking thousands of good projects for us, we still got to question you. Corruption in the society now is bad. We are fighting against corruption. So if a son of the district go on to ask you a question and you start responding to the person by saying, I asked in return, where did I get the funds from before when I was undertaking those projects? No one care where you got the funds from before. At that time, you were a private citizen. Nobody thought of where you're getting your money from. Nobody cared to question you. But now, as a public servant who is serving the people, you owe us. You owe we the people information. But you're not giving this information. You've never declared your asset. You are part of one of those few government officials in the country that have never declared their asset. A lot of things you said in the response, whether you live with the vice president or not, I personally, Junior Payne, don't care. And I also believe that the entire BKS TV radio station don't care about that. What we care for is the source of your income. Where are you getting the money from? Where are you getting the money from? Your development are good. I appreciate them. Even though I was a bit concerned about carrying motorbikes to the people, but I believe most of those bills that you proffer on the floor, they are all good. But where are you getting your sources from? Where are you getting those money from? Have you declared your asset? What is holding you back from declaring your asset? Now, recently you appear on Voice of Gompa in Ganta City, and you said that all of your salary you've not been taking 5 cents home. You've always been using it on your supporters. Now, where are you getting the money from? Somebody question you and you go on to make a very denigrating counter response to that question. I see it as a poor leadership ability on your part, and I believe you need to work on it. The people of District 5 are listening tonight. If this is how you will lead, by responding to your constituent like this, I don't think you will be a good leader. I don't think so. If you will start responding to things like this, I don't think so. Many people have accused you earlier that when you are elected, you will be the bedbug of the vice president. The fact that you still boast of living in the vice president house and giving history of you started living with him from 2009 and up to present as an honorable man, you're still living with him. You are proud of that. then I think those suspicions are becoming a reality. Mr. Sam, welcome. How you doing, Chief?
Yes, Junior, I'm always grateful to be here and to be alive. No matter what it is, life is beautiful. It's good to be alive. Um,
You went through those write up. What's your take on them?
so I was. Who wrote this? Who I know? Is it the representative from district number 5?
Yes, sir.
Oh, but I mean, he's been talking a lot. What's happening to him? I don't. Um, I think he's one guy that I think I was following him a lot, saying some good stuff. So is something going on that he writing this kind of thing?
So
You
let,
understand, please?
okay, great. Let me do that for you. Earlier on today, one of the representative candidate of the district, Jackson Suomi Yuo, had a press conference and he addressed a couple of issues. He spoke of the source of Representative Koto Quadri funding. Where is he getting his money from for the development in the district when it comes to procuring motorbikes, carrying caterpillars, yellow machines in the district for road pavement and all of that? So that was the official response from Koto Quadri, the representative of that district. Now, and the allegations were a lot, but I find it necessary to just for us to just discuss the first one that he responded to as to where he's getting the funding from. He didn't answer that question, and I believe that it was a very genuine and sincere question that any citizen of concern will ask their representative or lawmaker.
Okay.
Yeah. But he didn't answer the question. He go on to make a statement. I believe is denigrating on his part to respond to his citizen in that way. I believe was wrong, totally wrong. Now, in Liberia, the president said when this president took over, he said every other public servant, whether representative or senator or minister, whether you in public service, you have to declare your asset. On the record, Representative Koto Sangbe Kwagwe has never declared his asset. Nobody know where he's getting the funding from. And just 1 month back, he had a press conference on Voice of Gomba. He said his entire salary he has been giving it to his supporter. He don't take cent home, 5 cents. He doesn't take it home. But he went on to procure motorbikes to carry yellow machine in the district. Now he's saying that he has been doing these things before he became representative. Fine. When you were not represented, no one cared whether to question your source of income. Now that you are representative, everybody cares. Where are you getting the money from? With all of the leak audios we have in our possession right now as to the ArcelorMittal Liberia deal, other lawmakers accusing other lawmakers that they are taking money. All of them took the money, then one person want to make themselves look good. I think you listen to that recording.
Yeah, I did. Sadly,
Yeah.
I did.
People saying we all took the money, and then you want to look that you are so good you after you finish taking the money. Are you part of those people that are receiving fundings behind the scene corruption? You're receiving corrupt money. Are you taking those corrupt money to the district to develop the district? If that is the case, then that's wrong. Now, I'm not accusing you of being one of those lawmakers, but if that is the case, then that's wrong. You need to answer to the public. But the manner and form in which you answer to that question, I think we're going to be on your back until you do so. Let me hear you, Chief.
Well, Junior, let me first of all say many thanks to our listeners and viewers around the globe, wherever you are tonight, this evening, this morning, this afternoon. I want to say many thanks for tuning in to be a part of this unique family. Having said that, Junior, what is on my mind first?
Mhm.
Well, Junior, every day I wake up in the morning. I sit before I go to work. I sit and look in the mirror and ask myself a simple question, a typical question: when will Liberia use Liberian dollar? When will we be economically independent? When will we turn away from the US dollars in the streets of Liberia? When can the lawmaker, a vibrant lawmaker, will stand up one day and say, you know what, I published a bill to only use one economy in this country, which is Liberian dollar. When can we do that instead of having two money running in the country? When will that President Joseph Iman Baka sign an executive order to use Liberian dollars only? When will Liberians start taking pay in Liberian dollars only instead of US dollars? It's only Liberian dollar can build Liberia. No matter what we do, yes, I'm seeing all the good stuff happening, but the old lady in Buyao cannot sell Beta Boy and get a bunch of USC. The old lady in Bepuna cannot sell Palava sauce to get US dollars in box. So we only use Liberty. So when will we use Liberty as our one currency in the country? We only need one currency, not two. When will we be independently, economically independent when it comes to using one currency in our country? I look forward to that day. I look forward to that day that Liberian people will say, yes, for a long time we are enjoying our own currency in our own country that we call independent. I look sometimes when I see July 26, people jumping all over in the country. But Junior, I still think that we are not independent once we're still using two currencies in our nation. Because only Liberian dollar can build Liberia. Having said that, let me go quickly to the question and you posted to me. But Junior, I read the thing. It is I will have to do more look into this this guy press conference and it's coming. But I think that I have been listening to him speaking in the House of Rep a lot. And I to myself, I said, oh, wow, he seems to be a good guy. He has said some good stuff. I followed him for a little bit until, and I was, yeah. But when it comes to finances that he use, he needs to come out to tell, Nimba people or his district people that, yeah, well, this is my source of income. It's a simple thing. He needs to go and declare access. It's a simple thing. If you really want to be a good leader, to lead by the example, and just do the honorable thing, go and declare access. That your access will tell the Nimba people and the Liberian people, this is where I get my funding. If you know I know he said, according to you, he said he been giving his salary to all his supporters, which I see it a little bit troublesome. Maybe it could be a political talk, but who would take the whole salary? You go to work and then just get money and say, okay, I get all my money to my supporter. If you get
that there where corruption start though, because if that is true that you take all your salary, you give it to your supporters. Now we have question, where do you feed yourself? How do you get the money to feed yourself? And it's baffling.
I think he's just to me, I think he was just joking, because I live in a country where I work too hard every day. Sometimes when white man tells you stand up, you stand up, you sit down, you sit down. So to take all your money and just give it to, even in politics, to take all your money and give it to your supporter, that's a joke. But I think he was just joking. It's not possible. The good thing he could do for himself is to come out and tell the Nimba people or his district people, actually, most especially, This is where I get my funding from. When I was not a representative, I was a businessman, and I have these businesses, and I still running these businesses and stuff, or I have one business that I make a lot of money. So if you make 8,000, I mean, every month, or maybe less than that, or more than that, just come out and say, yes, I made 8,000 in a representative, and I use that money to develop my district. Developing a district is not a very bad thing. It's a good thing, but I think that the he need to advocate more. I've listened to him at some point. I think they have advocacy was sounding good. I don't know how. I haven't listened to him this few days though. It was going good. Sometimes you advocate and uh, people respond, because that's the work of the lawmaker is to advocate for your district, and then maybe like building road, and the public works will be able to respond to you. But in Liberia, it works different. They get some of the money to go to their district and do their own private thing, which I think is really wrong. So they giving money to the representative and to go do work for themselves in their districts, I think it's wrong. They need to get rid of that, because these are things that come with a push forward for correction. Let them do more advocates and just change the dynamic of politics in our country. Let the ministries that are responsible for doing those things, they can only advocate to put more money into those ministries to go do work. Like now, to end to this one to end it up here, like the other machines are coming to the country, they can advocate more, so that the Ministry of Public Works, the divisions in Nimba County, can say, okay, you'll go and just do this road, instead of independent lawmaker going to do stuff in the districts. Then it's called a giant. One man cannot build a road. That's not true. I don't know some things. I think I need to stop. Thank
Yeah,
you.
I agree with you, Mr. Sam. Our representative in the country, they are so lazy. Let me say it that way. I would tell me that that's being lazy. You got the national budget, that everything is included within that national budget, but you don't go to those ministries to carry them to your district. You want to go look for extra money to take it to the district. Where is your lobbying power? Where is the representation? Where is the oversight? I know Carter is just a new representative that have not even gone 6 months or 7 months in the House. But the fact that you cannot tell the district people your source of income. The reality is that District 5 was that district that was lying in the bush. Nobody knows where it came from. Nobody know whether they had District 5 in Nima because of the poor, electricity, the poor network connectivity there, the poor road connection, and all of that. You cannot still rely on the people intelligence. An entire district. You're governing an entire district. Look at the kind of recording that passing around, Mr. Sam. Look how terrible it is.
Um,
Entire Asylum entire deal. Those guys compromised that. If you listen to those recordings, I got more than 4 5 in my possession here, about three to four of them. 3 to 4 of them. I got it in my possession. It is denigrating when we post it. It will haunt some of them when we do so. It's bad. One thing they forget to know is the same circle they play in, that they think that they are so secure they can do anything. We too got people within that circle that can send us recordings and stuff. Lawmakers going to sit down somewhere and say, man, let's do it. We defend our statement. The other one you listen to the lawmaker saying, let me finish defending my statement here, friend, with the Nima people. I will get to him. Come on, dude.
so, so Junior, when this whole thing, I think we discussed this settlemental deal. It's Liberia. This is Liberia. It's so sad to hear. When I come on this show, I don't come here to attack any Nigerian. I come here to use my adjectivity to make my comments as rightfully as possible as I can. Junior, listening to my own representative from my district saying those stuff, it was.
And I'm in quiet Nemo.
I will call his name and you put it there so we can listen to it. I listen to it. They made representative from my own district number 4, Nimba County. I listened to him. That recording, if it's true that it's from him, because sometimes they will say AI.
AI can speak
If
you
it's
better,
not
right?
AI, if that recording is from district number 4 representative Honor Mansier, it's a disgrace. Then it is a disgrace. Listen, Junior, you guys sugarcoat when you're on the show. Maybe I don't come here to sugarcoat. Whenever you put information in that chat room, make sure it's legit. I will not come here to sugarcoat. Once I come here, it's legit. I put it outside there. It left with them to do their own investigation. I care less. Nobody feeds me. I don't feed nobody in Nima County. I say as it is. I am somebody, will remain somebody. So if Honor Mercier has said those things that is in that video recording, Junior is concerning. Then it's a big trouble for him. At some point, we'll put it out. We'll put it out in the public. You know, to if you're fighting something, if you want to change things, especially we are focusing on Nimba a lot. If we want to change something, when you get this information, don't be afraid. Put it in the public. Let the public enjoy it. We got two. Let me say this way. We got 2 sessions of cooks in Liberia. Let a court of public opinion deals with that. Because when we keep it and say, oh, we get this, it's like they will say, oh, you're lying to us. We throw it in the public. Let a public judge. Let them be the lawyer. Let them be the investigator. Let them be the witness. Let them be the judge. They will evaluate and devaluate. Okay? So it is not for me to come sit here and say everything is brilliant. But if Honest Mercier has said what he said, what is in that recording, then it's a disgrace to the people of district number 4. Then he's not representing well. We sent him there to go represent us. Whether I vote for him, I didn't vote for him. He's our representative. I'm not going to sit here and say, once you win election, you are representing everyone. But that recording is damaging, it's disgraceful. And I can say clearly to you, Junior, everything that we get in our position, sometimes let's throw it in the public. When you trying to change things, don't be beyond it. Don't say like when we come on the show, we can't provide evidence. It's like we are saying gossip. Me, I don't do those things. My life is not like that. I see it, I give it to you. You live with it. It's up to you to justify your comments. It left with you to not justify your comments. I stop right there.
Something is happening in Nima. We will go for a break, Mr. Sam. I just received this report. Let's go for a break and I will try to confirm it and we can share in a group chat.
Okay.
Yeah.
With Rattan, my father was more the
Were you stubborn?
intellectual. Whenever I was told you had to do something, then I would resent it. I would be so. Every Sunday we had to go to church. Whenever it was my decision to go to church, I enjoy service. Whenever my mother and father, you come to church every Sunday, then the whole service I'd be vexed, right? So I don't know if that's stubbornness or how you describe it, but those values of treating people well, integrity, hard work, is who I am. It's kind of come from my upbringing, my family. The attitude of giving back. I always start, Julius, I've been very blessed in life. And so I've helped many Liberians in multiple ways, but I don't talk about it because I think it's disrespectful, right? And people say in politics,
Well, you are a politician.
Public. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I'm a new politician, right? I was business, private citizen, right? So I'm learning now that as a politician, maybe I need to say more about what I've done. And the list is exhaustive, right? Whether it's scholarships, whether it's medical supplies, whether it's generators to BWR, to the Moose University on the Old Road. The list goes on and on, whether it's paying WAC, school fees. But those are all values that came from my upbringing. My mother was a small businesswoman. She used to sell women's clothes and garments. Maybe that's where the business side I inherited that one from. One of my older sisters is in education. Maybe she got it from my old man. My father was in education. So my sister has a PhD. One of my younger sisters who passed away was in the church. She was a reverend. Maybe she got it from my father. So we all get things from our parents, right? Yeah, but that's a little bit about who I am. I like music, hobbies. I like to read. I like to walk.
Yeah,
I think
I
you
saw
see me
you
walking.
walking one
Yeah.
time in Cinco.
And I still do that.
You and your wife.
My wife and I, yeah. I've been married now for over 40 years, Teresa and I. We got 2 children, my daughter Ayo Nike. So my maternal grandfather was Nigerian, my mother's father. So the Ayodele, kind of a Yoruba name. So my daughter named after my mother, Ayo. And then, so Ayo Nike, she got a full Nigerian name, Ayo Nike Cummings. And my son, Boykai. I had an uncle and cousin named Boykai.
Because I almost asked you if you name him after President Boyka.
Yeah. Well, President Boyka, my friend, but it was no after my aunt was married to Boyka passed away. And his son is also Boyka passed away. So I named my son Boyka, but he's Boyka Alexander. So I gave him my first name as his middle name.
Okay.
And then we've got 5 grandchildren, 4 biological, 1 adopted. So I got a niece and a nephew. So that's the immediate family.
What is the secret for which some of those who people think got it together? They usually have 1 or 2 children, 3, 4. They hardly have many children.
Yeah, I mean, we had 2. I think Teresa wanted a 3rd child, but we got 2. So once we got a girl and a boy, then we said, okay, we got 1 each, and we decided to stop there. And you know the way I think, by the way, I was thinking, you got to pay for the children to go to college, all that kind of stuff, right? So maybe I should stop at 2.
Okay,
You know,
so at that time, you
part
were
of
not there yet.
No, I wasn't.
Okay.
So, but I'm always the person who thinks ahead, Julius.
Okay.
I'm very planful. I'm deliberate in what I do. And some people find that boring, or they find that, maybe the man's an elite. I like to start on time. You know that, by the way, right? I think it's disrespectful to keep people waiting. Look, sometimes I'm late too, but not often, because things happen. Life happens, But I think you should be on time. Time is money, it's efficient. Because I had a chance to run a very large, complex organization, Julius, time was important. If I'm calling the general manager in Japan or in Indonesia or in Lagos, he needs to pick up the phone. Or if he's calling me, we say 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock, whatever it is, we got to be on time because many other things to do. We got to deliver. We got to be accountable, right? So that's how I'm wired.
How did you get involved with Coca-Cola? Tell us that story.
Yeah, so I want to tell you how I met my wife too, though. But
We'll
come back to that.
Okay, no, let us do that before we go to Coca-Cola. Talk about how you met your wife and to be married for 40 years.
Yeah, 42 now, yeah. So it was another Liberian girl. Was in the U.S. She's deceased now, Howard Collins. Howard and my wife knew each other. So my wife was the guidance counselor in the dorm. And we were on the campus of Atlanta University Center, and they were across the courtyard, a big courtyard on the other side.
How did you go to that university?
So I went to graduate school.
Okay.
Yeah, after.
Was it a scholarship or you paid for it?
Partly scholarship and partly paid for. I worked all the way to graduate school.
Okay.
So I had a full-time job at a bank, in the operations section of a bank, and then I used to go to school.
Okay.
So it was tough working full-time and going to school, but then I had a partial scholarship. But Howard was across and she was with Teresa. She literally, I never met Teresa. She said, Alex, come meet your future wife.
Wow, just like
I
that?
swear to God. Just like that. She said, Alex, come meet your future wife. And then so Teresa and I met and, went to the movies on our first date. And I fooled her. I cook for her. I don't cook.
Do you cook?
I like to eat. I don't really cook.
But you just managed to cook.
But I managed to cook. Yeah, I job her. She thought she would marry somebody who could and,
Very
and
interesting.
we're very different in a sense that I'm more of an introvert. You know, and people say that's why they say I'm not friendly or whatever else because I'm quiet and stuff. And Teresa is the extrovert, is the yin and yang. So she remembers names, she talks to people. You know, we go out, she's mingling. And for me, that's hard work to mingle because you know I like my music, I read my book. Right now, that's not to be a politician. That's not a good trait to have, right? But we're different that way. She's a warmer, friendlier person. So that's what they say, yin and yang, right? That's what kind of make. But I also have a philosophy. They say, happy wife, happy life. So your wife happy, life will be good.
And you've tried to make her happy.
And I try to.
At what point did you make the decision to marry her?
We dated for about a year, and then we decided to get married.
Okay.
Yeah.
And since then, what are some lessons you can pass on to younger people listening in managing their marriages? Because to be married
Yeah.
42 years,
Yeah.
through everything else.
So you have to what I call make trade-offs. You can't have it your way. You got to make compromise. So you got to compromise. Sometimes you will get your way. Sometimes you want, and both parties need to understand that.
Yeah, I really want us to play this entire clip. Then we can come on to discuss it because Mr. Kumi said a lot of things today, and there were a few responses to those things. So, Mr. Sam, if you can bear with me, let's play it fully. Then we can come on to discuss it before we leave.
You no longer doing decisions by yourself. You make decisions for you and your wife, or your wife making for she and her husband and for your children. So you gotta always keep that in mind, right? You gotta work at making sure you're meeting each other's needs, making each other happy, understanding what irritates one person versus the other, right? It's a lot of little small things that you need to do, but the key is to recognize that you have to make compromises. It cannot be all one way, right? You can't have it all. Everybody got to make compromises to a marriage, and you got to again recognize that your decisions are no longer yours alone.
I'm going to ask you some very tough questions that may get under your skin, but that's the nature of an interviewer like me. Being an executive who rose to the top of companies and all of that, did you get tempted to cheat on your wife?
Yes, you do.
And did you do it?
No, I did not.
Why not?
But because I felt it would be disrespectful to my wife, there was no need to do it, right? All my needs were being met, right? But I would lie if see the temptation wasn't there. I mean, I'm human, and women are attracted to powerful people and that kind of stuff, right? So it's all about the discipline as well of not doing that. Yeah.
Good. Now, the Coca-Cola story. How did you get to that top? Was it because people favored you? You know, someone liked you in the system and just kept promoting you, or what?
No. So I always start my success to say I've been very blessed in life, and a lot of my success, and I think for all successful people, whether they admit it or not, is providence, is blessing, and I want to always start there. Then it's the things you do, right? Is the discipline, the hard work, is the recognition, Julius, that you don't know it all. So it's about building teams of people. It's about getting people who are smarter than you and not to be intimidated by that. Because as you rise up as the leader, people will remember you for success or failure. So in my mind, and I'm glad I learned that early, get the best people who smarter than you, make sure they can work together.
That can be
When-
intimidating.
It can be. But when you get results, you as the leader will get the credit. Or you will take the blame. This is why it's important to get the best talent. One of my biggest strengths, I tell people, Julius, is that I'm very comfortable with who I am. I know what I know, I know what I don't know. And I want to get people around me who will help me with the things I don't know. I don't want to hire people on my team who are just like me. I always say I don't want too many mini Alexes, mini me, or who will just tell me what I want to hear, because you're not helping me. I want people with different point of view, smarter in certain areas, and that was the key to my success, building the right teams, holding people accountable. So if we're supposed to deliver results, I'm very results oriented. If we say we're going to do something, we're supposed to do it. It's not about, cutting corners. Excuses, right? It's simple as people say they're late because of the weather is raining. That makes me vex. It'll rain every year for at least 6-7 months in a year. We know. The traffic will be heavy when it's raining. So you just get up earlier. So you can be on time. When I used to run Nigeria, it's a rain in Nigeria. When I first got it, people would make excuses about the rain and weather. I said, I'm sorry. Not an excuse. Right? Or the power situation used to be bad just again. Power bad every day, not going to go away. We got to work around it. Right? That's the only way you can achieve results. So simply in Liberia, if we want to change Liberia, we can't make excuses for each other. We need to push each other.
We will come to that. Where did you start from in Coca-Cola?
So I started in Nigeria as what was called regional manager. I was a general manager for Nigeria. And so we moved to Lagos. I lived in Nigeria almost 3 years in that role as general manager.
Were you in Liberia? Were you already living?
No, I was already in the States.
Okay.
So I was working for another company called the Pillsbury Company.
Okay.
In Minnesota, Minneapolis. And I became vice president for Pillsbury International, President of Finance, at 36. I was the youngest officer to make VP at the time at Pillsbury. And to your point earlier, Julius, it wasn't because I knew somebody, didn't know somebody. It wasn't my father's company. Again, blessings, providence, but then the work ethic, the discipline, the focus, the results delivery, the building the right teams of people, they're making the tough calls. Sometimes people are not performing, you try them in a different role. They say not performing, you gotta let them go. But you let them go with a dignity. You don't make them feel like, whatever. So I went from Pillsbury, where I was an officer, and I joined Coca-Cola in Nigeria. I was managing the entire Coca-Cola business. At the time, it was the second largest business in Africa for Coca-Cola. So I did that for about almost 2.5, 3 years. Then I became...
What was the interview process like?
Look, questions about my experience. What have I done?
I mean, in terms of your...
What results?
Those that were also applying for the job, did you have an idea of who they were?
Yeah, I mean, it was always a competitive situation, right? But again, people look at your history, your track record. What have you done? What success you've had? What failures? What have you learned? How have you managed teams, people, etc., etc.? So, questions along those lines, interviews along those lines. So we got the job, and then we did it very well. We were very successful. I got promoted to run half of Africa. I was based out of Nairobi, so I went from Lagos to Nairobi. And then within a year, I took over all of Africa, the whole Africa group, right? 54 countries. Initially, I was based out of London, and then I moved the group office to Johannesburg, and it's still there today. I ran the Africa group for 7 years. We more than double earnings. We grew volumes. We introduced new products. We started the Coca-Cola Africa Foundation, something I'm very proud of, to give back to communities around the continent. Then I got a global role, executive vice president and chief administrative officer globally. So almost all the company's functions, strategy, human resources, legal, information technology, IT, all of what we call the technical functions, R&D, quality, procurement, manufacturing.
That is, you came from, to me. So that means you came from managing Africa to that role. Now, I know there were managers for Europe, for Asia, and all of that. So obviously, it was a tough competition. How?
I don't know why Julia don't want to go to the question he asked. But DK, welcome. How you doing, Chief?
Welcome to people. I don't want you to welcome. You'll be looking for trouble, eh?
They say when you come late to church, do not raise a song Just observed.
But you Christian before you talk about church?
I'm a Muslim. I'm
But Abadi,
Muslim.
Sam, how are you? Thank you for holding the ground, man. I told Avi, I told John that if we name people as panelists, Brother Sam Bali is one of them. And this thing is tough, and people have to sacrifice to be here all the time. So it's a tough thing. So in fact, sometimes I'm driving and I say I have to join. So yeah. Anyway, thank you. Joe, I thought you said Jackson was to be our guest today, or he just did an interview and we're done.
Now what he do? He just did
Oh,
an interview.
okay. That-
Yeah.
Yeah, so I saw the response for our lawmaker, our dynamic lawmaker. So is that a way that you can reach out to the lawmaker, whether we can hear from him? I know he did a release that we also posted so that we can hear from him tonight, whether he's available. Make that contact. That here is
I've been calling him, and he no respond yet from him. He keep
where
declining
did
my
you call him? You got his number? I don't have a number, so
I have his number. I'm calling him, but he keep declining my call. I don't know why.
oh, okay. Yeah, that continue. I'll reach out to him whether we can hear from him tonight or tomorrow, whatever.
Junior, you're muted.
Who me? I'm done. I'm done with my intro.
Yeah, Junior, you are mute. You are muted.
But Bali, I think Gio is on the phone, so that's why he muted himself. But Arvin is here. They're here
Okay.
for Arvin with Manchester United.
Okay. Man, we in the middle of the show, man. You forgot about your football team name.
Yeah, you know, we some of us gotta go do our little 1-2-1-2 vote on the show. So we gotta go do our little hustle vote. But yeah, you know, I've been following Sam. Sam, again, I want to say thanks to you and Junior for holding the ground. Thanks to our followers as well. We sincerely appreciate every one of you for following. Yeah, you know, I follow my brother Jackson Ewell's press conference today. I also, you know, saw our honorable man, you know, who happens to be my junior brother too. I saw his response, and I have a take on it. I have take on both sides. So, you know, I look forward to discussing that. If I don't know where Junior after he gone off the line. So, DK, but what's your say? What do you think? You listen to Jackson?
Now, I've been able to listen to the full text. To be fair, I thought Jackson was to be our guest. I didn't know that he was having the press conference, whether it's at home or to your office and stuff. But I think I partially read the response from the lawmaker, which is hefty for our democracy.
Yeah.
Is hefty. Those exchanges is empower people to say independent thing without any hindrance. I know somebody I saw a comment under the lawmaker response. I don't want to know who they are. Let me lead that one. Yeah, so all in all, I think it's just good for our democracy, and I can't wait, man. We are here to we the comment reader associations. we are the comment reader association. So thankfully for me, I don't have interest in Booyah politics at this point. And so I wish all of them, they will be candidate, they will be aspirants, and the current lawmaker, I wish all of them the best. Let us practice our democracy the civil way, no insult, no violence, and I think it will do well for us.
Yeah. So you got no interest in Booyah again. You see,
I said at this point, I mean, when you enter in politics, There should be your entry and exit strategy. At this point, my focus is not in Abuja.
Okay.
No. Yeah, at this point, no. I don't want to fool myself. Politics require your time, your resources, the strategies, and everything. At this point, no. I'm building my life here first. Yeah.
All right, man. You talking plenty. So I will try to reach out to the honorable man to see if we can schedule.
I just did. He said he will be our guest on Wednesday.
All right. So we got I spoke with Jackson. Jackson will be here tomorrow. Jackson will be our guest tomorrow, and then Wednesday, then the honorable man will come and something. But Sam,
Yeah.
we apologize. This is Booyah. When it comes to Booyah, it can be we can something. But DK, I have to agree with you. Again, I'm brothers to both. We are brothers to both of those guys, and I think I agree with you that it is healthy for our democracy. There's nothing wrong with disagreeing. I listened to Jackson. His questions were all questions that are supposed to be asked, and I also read the honorable response. In as much as it's emotional, but he made his point. He stated his reasons for where he stands now, what he has accomplished, that he reported to honorable youth. So I don't see any problem with it. Anybody see issues with that? Then no. So I like both of them, both of their responses. And we look forward to hosting them. So because we are hosting them, Jackson tomorrow, and then Honorable Koto Sevongbe Kwaglu on Wednesday. I'll try to hold most of my.
So then you are becoming biased.
But
you call the honorable full name. You didn't do it to Jackson.
Jackson's.
You see that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
you see, but here's what I think though. Here's my little 2 cents about it. Like DK said, the question that when you are a leader, you are a leader. And Honorable Kwaglu knows that he's our leader, regardless of his age. We will all pay that respect to him. And he's a leader, and he knows what leadership is. When you're a leader, you have to accept criticism, you have to accept feedback, and you take those feedback and then you mold them and you grow. So he's a leader. He knows that he's a leader of Booyah district, not sport district. He's a leader of the district that has big son. The late Jackson we talk about. DK Wonsali and all those people. So he knows he's carrying a huge task. And he got a lot of big sons and great sons from Booyah. So I don't think he has any issue with the criticism. I think it's more because they are political rivals. They just came from election, and that election feeling is still there. That's why he got that emotional response. But again, Jackson has all right to lay those questions and ask those questions, just like any other citizens of Booyah. Any other citizen of Booyah, has the right to ask our honorable lawmaker, as long as it's done respectfully, in a respectful manner. I have no doubt that the honorable man will take that in good stride. Now, here's my personal take. I have admired the honorable man from day one when it comes to a developmental initiative, regardless of where he gets his money from. He has been someone that really, really, focuses on development, on Booyah. He knows the politics. He's there with the people. He's been there throughout, even when he contested again, Honorable Koga, and he lost. He was still there. He puts Booyah first, and he does what he's supposed to do. So I appreciate that. We really do. All the initiatives that he has undertaken, we want good things for our people. Who doesn't want good things? We all do. Now, on the flip side, like I said, he's a leader now, and he's in the public space now. So when someone comes and questions him about his source of income, where he got the money from, I think that he owes his citizens the responsibility to be able to respond to them. He may not like the question, but he owes it to us to respond. As a leader, saying, again, it's politics, saying like fish crying on the water and the approach and all that stuff. If it were me, I would have answered differently. I would have done it a little differently. But overall, I think both sides have points. Honorable Yu has point. He has his right to ask his lawmaker, and a lawmaker also has the right to respond to his to someone that contested against him. But I think he should have done it in a way that would not ruffle feather. But I don't think it's going to go away. These two people, they'll be going at it in 2029, no doubt. So it will continue to be that way. But he, as the leader now, I think he should take that in good strive and try to do it in a way. And in his post, he also talked about reconciliation, putting people together, unity, peace, and stuff. So I think we need more of that. But overall, we all ask. Everybody will ask. Myself, if I on the show, he comes here, I will ask the same question. I will ask him, source of income, and all that stuff. We are not living in the dark ages no more. We are living in the 21st century, and Booyah is not the same. Booyah is not 2011 Booyah. We have information now. We have TV now. We got radio station. We got information everywhere. People are seeing Facebook all over the place. So hopefully, we get the Honorable here on Wednesday to be able to shed some light on that, and also Honorable Yuo will be here on Monday. But it's good for Booyah. I don't think people should take this personal. It's good for it. It's good for our democracy. Let's set good examples so other districts can follow us. So I will stop there. I know I've been talking too much, but that's my take. But it will be a good show tomorrow and Wednesday. Look forward to it.
I mean, personally, I believe that Kwagu response was a little bit denigrating to Yuo. And I think, like you said, if it would have been you would have done it differently. If it also would have been me, I also would have done it differently too as well. But I think the major question within that all of us need answer to is your source of income. And the way he answered that question, I think it really answered the question satisfactorily to all of us, because when you are a private person, no one cares where you get the money from, how you spend those money you get.
Since we are having him, let's just hold on. When he comes now, when he's here, and then we can ask those questions, we can bring those points out. But if you are not coming,
I'm sure that boy.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
Man, So, I think that let's do justice. The same with Honorable Yuo. Since they have consented to come, there's no need for us to discuss this behind them when they will be here in the seat, to ask them those questions directly. That's my recommendation.
I agree with your recommendation 100%. Let's welcome to the show Mr. Sewite Zogetua. Mr. Sewite Zogetua, good evening. Welcome to the show. How you doing?
How are you? I'm okay, my man.
Welcome.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, it's a pleasure to be back. I mean, the men on the show. It's a pleasure to see DK, the CEO, and Mr. Barry as well. So I was dragging a little bit, just came from out.
Yeah, so I know where Jion going, because Jion has been the one organizing. So Cyrus, I heard you. Yeah, I heard you giving your points and stuff like that, but I missed it. I know we're just coming, but overall, I don't know where Jion going, but I'm going to pick it up from here and see how we can, complete the show tonight. I know they're going 1 hour already. Jion, my man, take over. I can't just jump in the middle of the show. I don't know where you stop.
So we previously started.
I told you I had guests today.
No, the guests coming Monday. The guests coming tomorrow, not Monday, but tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
The guests coming tomorrow. So the previous discussion was Jackson, you and our quarter. Now that they have consented to come, we decided to pause it. So I think we might.
So Jackson coming tomorrow. Jackson coming. Seventh, you missed it. Jackson had a press conference on BKS TV where he raised some concern, asked some questions about Booyah. We'll send the stuff in the group chat there, the leadership, and then the honorable man took him back and responded to it. So that's where we are, and both parties have agreed to be on BKS TV. Jackson will be on tomorrow, Tuesday, and then the honorable man will be on Wednesday.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think so
What's
far.
the topic?
Man, we are caught up in the heat here. I think
What is it?
we are definitely caught up in the heat here. But let's take a break. We're gonna be right back, folks. Still
Man,
awesome.
speaking of so gonna news you want to share. I try keeping. Yeah, I've been trying to keep it off of it. The man want break the news.
to be able to
And I
dominate
keep
those
telling Ben,
powerful
"Share the
players.
call me."
Of course.
Let him man break the news. That's what
When
we
I
are
ran
here
the Africa
for.
group, there were two groups that were the best performing. The group from Latin America, which was a bigger geography. So Latin America, Brazil, Argentina, Colombia, Mexico, and the Africa group. And you had the U.S. America, you had Asia. The Africa group and Latin were the two best performing. Consistently deliver results every year. We grew volume, profit, good quality. The scores in terms of our people satisfaction, all were the best. And so it's those results that my boss at the time saw, who was chairman and CEO of the company, asked me to come to Atlanta from Johannesburg and take over all of those functions on his behalf. We did it for 8 years, and we did it extremely well. So I'm very proud of my record. Managing
Sometimes people think it is working with such a company like Coca-Cola. There are those who think there's already it is a templated kind of job. There's a template. You really don't have to do anything difficult. It is already there just to deliver.
That's complete nonsense. You have to put templates in place. You have to change the templates when they're not working. So, like whether it's a country or any company, if you just assume you will keep the same template and the world is changing around you, everything else is moving and it will still work, you will fail ultimately, right? So yes, there are processes and systems. You have to constantly change it. You have to constantly adapt it. All right. You have to move structures, people, right? So it's nonsense when you think you just can keep the system and don't do anything to change it. So we change systems. In fact, in the 8 years, we migrated to new young leaders. The people I inherited on day one, when I left, it was a completely new team, right? That was part of the change process. More younger people, more forward-thinking people, we're changing all the functions, right? We introduced more technology to run the company, more systems and technology, right? More innovation, right? So you have to constantly change to keep up with the world, the technology, people's taste, et cetera, et cetera. Look, running a big company is like running, some ways similar to running a government, some ways very different. In big companies, you got to assemble the right team of people. In government, you need the right team of people, your cabinet versus your team. In government, you got to deliver results for the voters. In business, you got to deliver results for your customers, right? Those are some very similarities. What's different though, in business, people self-select to join a business, different kind of behaviors. In politics, you got everybody. You got to satisfy everybody needs, right? So it's more people intensive. There's some politics in companies, because anyway, you got people, you got some politics, but politics in government is different. It's a different dynamic, right? But you can apply those things. But the idea of holding people accountable, of delivering results, those apply, right? We cut people too much slack, right? In government, people get away with stuff because the government is politics. No. Yes, you got a patronage everywhere in government, but holding people accountable, building the right teams, delivering results for citizens, etc. The same kind of things you got to do in business. Making choices. You can't do everything in business. You don't have all the money, so you got to choose. In government, you got to make choices. You can't fix everything at the same time, or otherwise you do nothing well.
But all of these times, what?
Yeah, the information that we're getting to now, Mr. Sam, we got to verify everything first before we break those news. Some of them, they are terrible. Some of them, they are good for other people. Some they are bad. So we will call it a day for today. Today is the 2nd of the second month, 2026. We're going to call it a day for tonight. And tomorrow we're going to be here with a guest from Buyao. And I guess we'll be talking about Buyao, ArcelorMittal, Liberia, MD extension, and all of that. Let's get to you, Mr. Sim. Give us your parting comment in 2 minutes.
Well, you've been playing video, interesting video all day. We didn't take a 30 minutes to discuss that video. That's its injustice to the show. If that was the case, we shouldn't have played.
Okay, let's give you the time, man.
That's why we say. That's why we say we give you the time for.
Yeah, get him out.
No, I mean, my party come here just to say, but when they finally discuss the video, they dissect it together, then it makes it so enjoyable. But however, we can say something and go. But Junior, it's great to be here. I will start from the politics in Buyao. Like I said, I don't even follow those guys. I think this new Koto, right?
Koto.
Representative Koto, okay.
Mhm.
Koto, like I said, I've been following him. He's been talking a little bit. I've seen some patriotism in his voice at some point. So, if someone is questioning his source of income, I think it's prudent enough for him to come out and just tell the guy or the people who are interested in knowing his source of income, just tell them there's nothing. I mean, if he think that he's making a legitimate money, what's the reason of not saying this is where I get my money from? What's wrong with it? I don't see that unless there's something behind it that is now legal, then yes, we can be concerned about that. But for me, I think he's doing well. We carry development to his district, and that's how Liberian representatives develop their district. But single-handedly developing, doing those road construction, for me, like I said earlier, I don't believe in those things. If you are a representative, your job is to advocate more, to be able to the agencies, those agencies that are involved, so you can reach out to the appropriate or the best agencies so they can carry on your work for you instead of you doing it by yourself. But again, it's Liberia. That's how people do development in Liberia. But one man cannot build a road. It's government responsibility to build, to construct a road in the Republic of Liberia. But if it's something that to just quick impact the deserted those areas, that's fine. So we look forward to hearing from him, from the accuser tomorrow, or the questioner. I can't say accuser. He's a questioner. He's a questioner guy. So when he comes tomorrow, we will be able to hear from him why he thinks that, I think it was a legitimate question. So yes, it's a representative. So it's politics. It's all politics, Junior. So they can say what they can say. So I listened to Alice B. Cummings. Junior, is one of the reasons why I supported Alice. And again, let me say on the show that I'm not a member of the ANC. So far, I'm not a member of any political party in Liberia.
But why you run away from ANC now? Why you
No, I just want
because
to
of the 1%, huh?
Mr. Sam, can I tell you a secret? Can I tell you a secret?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Do you know that you and the CEO, some way, somehow, you guys share the same common idea?
Oh, really?
Yeah. So the ANC men, two of you, not really ANC, but Alexander Cummings.
So, Junior, to be this is how I see it. To be a member of a political party, it brings in too much weight on you. Number one, commitment, loyalty, and all of those things have to be involved into it. It's not about just going there, moving from there and going grab something. Okay, the way people do politics in Liberia, the Unity Party, then from there, somebody will pull you from there because the person want to give you big money. Then by the time you go low, that person is member of the NDR, or from there, the person is member of the CDC. So I don't see it that way. I was a supporter of Liberty Party at some point because I saw a good thing in the late Bronsky. I listened to his speeches and I said he will be a good president. So I supported him in 2017. I was a member of Liberty Party. So when Bronsky was out of the picture, Ellis came, I listened to him. And one of the reasons why I supported Ellis is not because of the party. Junior, what he was narrating, working for a corporate office, it comes with a lot of responsibility, especially the position that you heard, like a vice president. It's in the Western world, Junior, it's not an easy thing. It's stressful. You working with people who are knowledgeable, who are not there just because they want to be there. People who really, when you're talking about, sometimes we both with book thing in Liberia, this person know book. When you work with this organization, that you can know that somebody knows book. And those people, those caliber of people are there. And to lead those people, it's not easy. For Ellis to reach to the vice presidency position in Cocoa Factory, that in my mind was not an easy thing. And not only that, Junior, there's also something we call racism too as well. As a Black person, to be elevated to that kind of position, it takes a brain together. No matter what Liberian people say, it's not easy. It is not easy to get to those kind of position, or to, in the Western world, people will fight you to bring you down. For him to get to that level, I think he can be better. Some people will say, "Oh, corporate is different from politics." Well, if you have managed a complex organization like Cocola, I think he should be able to manage Liberia. Yeah, we got a dishonest people in our country. Our politics is not a genuine politics. It's very dishonest politics in our country. People get behind you because you get money. They want to eat your money and all of those things. If our politics were really a good politics where people think that we can change Liberia based on somebody idea, not just going there to get money and put it in their pockets and stuff. If it was not for the pocket, I think LA should be considered to be given a chance to become a president of the Republic of Liberia. But if Liberian people say no, well, it's up to them, because I know this coming election, 2029, hope some or late to see it. I know we're going to recircle the writing politicians, and then from there we'll leave from there and cry, "Oh, our country not changing." How the hell your country will change if you recircle writing politicians?
One of the things that Benedict said, Alexander Comey said today in his speech was, one of those UPs called and said he needs to go to Maryland County to get an experience by being a representative first before coming to contest as president. And he said, if the experience you guys have been getting from 1946 up to present Liberia have not changed, I don't need that experience.
But Gina, what kind of experience is that? To the experience that you will take money, you go to your keeper and take money and put it in your pocket and be making comments on it that we have to do it? Is that the experience they want for Ellis to do it? Is that the experience that they want for the Ellis to go there? And, our House of Representatives, to be honest, no disrespect to them, they behave like kids. The way they debate, they don't even debate on anything. People will just introduce a bill, then they'll just go in the corner and sign it overnight. Is that the experience they want for Ellis to learn? I don't understand Liberian people. Sometimes they're talking about experience. What is there to learn from Liberian politics, especially becoming a representative? What is there to learn? To be hiding bills in the night and sign, to go to And so okay, Jay, whatever it is to go to the hotel and sign bills in the night and just get the money and just put it in your pocket and just that experience they want for the man to learn, or they want the honest man. They want honest man who will tell the Liberian people, look at your face and say, you know what, you are not performed that well to the level that you're supposed to be. I'm sorry, I had to let you go. I think that's the leader we want. It's not leader who will go in the corner and say, okay, I want that, or I want my own accord, or my man, you're doing a thing, let me get my own accord. So if you don't agree, then you'll be crying like you care. So,
Thank you.
So ladies and gentlemen, I mean no ladies there, but gentlemen, I don't think Alexander Kumi will need that experience. I think he's bringing good corporate experience to the people of Liberia. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Siawate, let's hear you, Chief.
Thank you, Jim. I know tomorrow we have a firing show, so in the this week will be huge. So we urge our audience to be prepared. You know, this week will actually be hot. We are hopeful that the entire week we have firing guests on this platform.
Yeah.
So, while listening to Mr. Badier about Mr. Cummings, from day O, we have witnessed all of these things, all of the fun acumen. People are come out with lot of, even in a house, we have produced PhD holder, people from diverse background, people who will even make things to happen. But we don't see anything. So sometimes, to be fair with you, Liberia is just our own country, is just what it is. Sometimes campaign time, you listen to lawmakers giving position like as if they are public work minister, they are health minister, and the sad thing is when they get there, and they start to justify their three cardinal responsibility. So that's the nation we are, and we have witnessed that years in years out. So I mean, when people are speaking for me, I just feel that is the same rhetoric. What Liberia need is revolution. It's not, just talking and all of that. In other countries like Burkina Faso, who are in a region, in other countries, they might not be doing 100% or even 80%, but to some greater extent, they are trying. You see, the Rwanda, Kenya, man, citizens are equally agitating. So sometimes when they are protesting, I say, what are men protesting for? I think they got some basic social services. What we need as a country, like water, electricity, all these things, we don't even have it. So I think we should be more protesting than you that got like 88% or 90% of your citizens got, and the basic, social service and thing. So on a Okumi, someone said you should go start from somewhere. That does not show that he had all the experience. No, I think governance is another thing. Mainly in country like ours, if you even look at other politicians or a typical someone who wants to be politician will have a pathway. The Honorable Seli today, President Seli Denaja, we're going to be president. She attempted, she became senator, stay low in the political space before, after the war, she came back to contest. The late Bronsky, he became senator pro tem. Honorable Kun today, representative, senator, now is vice president. When you had a kind of training and that kind of little experience, because it's not just about knowing everything, but it's about also studying the society as to how they respond to you, how you respond to them, and how you understand these things. It's not really meant because the person had to go take money. I mean, but sometimes you had to have an entry point. Even President Weah, when he tried for the first 2 times, he didn't make it. He had to go to the Senate. That was the entry point. So it's very important. And I know. And you look at all our country history, what they do is they have an entry point to become a statement. A representative.
So Siawate, let me ask you a question real quick. Have
Yeah.
these entry point been changing Liberia? That is Alexander Kumi point. What has the entry point done to Liberia? What are the changes that we have seen? You've learned from the bottom to the top. What is the change?
But John, my point, I think I'm giving a hypothetical position very clear. I said I did not dispel what he said. I do equally agree, and I admitted that even people who are even led or who are even being government, that's why I said most of these things are rhetorics. When people get there, I mean, we don't see anything. For example, the President he ran a campaign on, a ball from Gibraltar. And that's fooling us because someone who was in Gibraltar for more than, we can say, 40, 50 years, the man bring the same thing. He don't live like that anymore. So he said he bought from Gibraltar.
But say, let me hold you small because that way it is. It's good to someone discuss this kind of thing. I know that's a parting comment, but sorry. But President, we are comparing. The comparison is totally out of place.
No, you're not getting my point.
President Weah, he said what he said, but remember now, President Weah did not even run a social organization. So coming from a football field and getting into a presidency or a leadership is different than a man who ran a complex organization. But I just want to let you know that way.
Well, sometimes I don't really want to default, but we hold it for another day because when you are not tested, you make all these statements. Today, if you see people that are Mr. Akara's Gray and the rest of the folks, even McGill, who was sanctioned based on a lot of mismanagement, appropriation, violation, all of that. Today, they have become one of the high critics of government. I'm just trying to say Liberia is just the way it is. What we need in Liberia is just revolution. It's not, we need a real revolution. That's what we need. I don't know whether it's Ellis Cummings. I don't know who is that, but maybe God will raise that person because on the overall, that being a HO problem. So I'm not justifying you anymore.
What are you trying to say? What are you insinuating about your current government? Your current...
No. CEO, get me clear. The thing is, my current government, there are lapses. There are lapses in the government. But if you compare
President Bouacar,
if you compare this regime with the previous regime, with on President Weah regime, I think Bouacar is doing better than President Weah. You could just compare that, but it's not. They are not, of that level. At least
that one is true. I agree with you.
That's why I'm saying between Weah and Bouacar, you can see some a distinction because one, the thing about corruption, Bouacar could talk in corruption because he's suspending his government official. There are some steps being taken, unlike the previous regime. So those are things to Bouacar could say, oh yes, I'm doing this. And there are steps taking. So once you do that, at least you build a little confidence with your people. But unlike other regimes, no. So that's what I'm saying. So I mean, Liberia, what we need is revolution. Someone who while the boy doing our men doing Burkina Faso, probably we are seeing it on the TV, but I don't know whether it's the real thing that is happening. So sometimes when I see those things on the TV, I say, yeah, I hope the thing on social media is not for branding. Because the reason I'm saying this to conclude is that you see people from Burkina Faso, they come in, they wasting all in the bush. They say, but they play, they say nice that they then what the men come in.
I think it just started.
Yeah,
that man just over.
Yeah, so because I think it took over 2022. So I mean, on the overall, I partially agree with you because we need to test people too that are not being there. But I feel that sometimes it's just the same old rhetorics that is being put forth by most of our politicians at the end of the day. And it can be the way we expect. But I mean, CEO is a good time tonight. We hope to be here tomorrow, hopefully. Our guests will discuss the Booyah politics, but we expect all of our panelists, at least if not all, to be in full swing tomorrow to ask the hard question. But another thing too, we did not discuss because we said we were going to talk to the guys on Wednesday or tomorrow. Our lawmaker, when he come on the show, then maybe what we have to say, we'll also say it because if every citizen will say something and then you respond, Because the man is your constituent. I mean, that's what will make you strong. And your opposition will also help to sharpen some contradiction in the district. That's how I see it. But if you respond to almost every senior citizen or eminent citizen in the district, then you'll get a whole leaflet or press conference on a wall. That's all I can say. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Siawete. Thank you so much. But you know, the honorable manager responding to everybody. The person that he responded to there, that's a really a high figure for the district. So you feel like
Oh, Dion, that man is a constituent member of a district now. The man is a constituent member. That's what
you
I'm
feel
saying.
that man won't move spoon for him more. So he definitely had to respond to that man. He said, no, the other propaganda can't go free. I gotta say something to it before they got whole ground on me some kind of way.
Yeah,
But
well,
see you take us home.
yeah, like I said from my opening statement, I think the approach needs to be different because he's not just a regular person. He's the leader of a very vibrant, strong district. He just need to tone down a little bit and not react emotionally to things that people say that people can criticize. Even he himself, he was a huge critic of his predecessor. He was on a Rukoga back to back. So yeah, he has a human being too. He can respond, but again, he has to think about where he sits. He's not a small child. He's a leader of District 5, Booyah District, a very powerful district. People, what's his name? Honorable Jackson said was that basic question that anyone would ask. Imagine if somebody come and ask even harder question and tougher question. So he owe it to everybody to be able to answer in a way that is more seasoned and more laid back. The same thing happened when they asked him about reconciliation with Mahdi, and he had that tough response to saying that he was never going to talk to her. I think that's something similar. You just need to know that he's a leader and he put his leadership hat on and be able to talk to people, respond in a way that is more measured and more seasoned. He should not respond to his citizens, people that he's leading, with such emotion. But overall, I think it's a good thing. Tomorrow, Honorable Jackson, you will be here, and then followed by Honorable Koto Kwaglu on Wednesday. Now, Cyrus, to your point, I agree with everything he said. I know my son said that you and myself have the same perspective and thinking when it comes to Alexander Kumi. If we're living a perfect world, right? If we're living a perfect world, you will have people like Alexander Cummings. You have people like Councilor Tiawan Gonglo. You have people like that. Those people running our country. But again, that's the other side of democracy, right? The people decide, and we have to respect that choice. But yeah, I believe Cummings has the requisite experience. Me being someone who works in corporate America, I know that firsthand. To climb the corporate ladder in the United States of America is no joke. It's very, very hard. You have to show more than just degree and academic accolades and all that. You have to show more than that. And he has that experience. The people who are representative presidents in Liberia, going through that Siawete status entry point and going through the political experience that are there. They've been doing it for 178 years and nothing has changed. So I don't think it will be a big disaster to have someone with a corporate experience from America with connection, network, who knows business, to come and run a country like Liberia. I don't think it will be a mistake at all. It won't be something that is a taboo where you have to go through certain process. But again, I agree with Siawete because when you look at it, Liberia is a unique society. The people do their own things there in a special way. Overall, but if I was the only voter in Liberia, I know Cummings was going to be a president of Liberia now, and then let's say Councilor Gonglo. But yeah, let's see what happens tomorrow. Tomorrow, like you said, hopefully we hope that all our panelists join us tomorrow as we prepare for Honorable Yule, and then Wednesday will be the Honorable Man himself from Buyao to talk about other things. Other than the feud between him and Jackson, there are other things that we will need to ask him about the district and stuff. So we look forward to it.
Thank you very much, see you, and thank you to all of you for being here tonight. It's been a wonderful show, and we appreciate all of those who are listening to us via radio. We want to say thank you for listening. Those of you who are watching us and listening to us via Facebook and YouTube, we want to say thank you for also following. It has been a wonderful, wonderful time being with all of you. Have a pleasant good night.
Good night, everyone.